So exponential function is f of x equal to e raised to x, and here e means it is an irrational number which lies between 2 and 3. That is, e is, e is equal to 1 plus 1 by 1 factorial plus 1 by 2 factorial plus etc. It will go like that, and its value is lying between 2 and 3. Now the function f of x equal to e raised to x, which is known as exponential function, its domain is R. Domain is R means it can take, that means x can take all values, all real values. But when it comes to the range will contain only positive values, that is 0 to infinity. Range is 0 to infinity means only positive values. Now going for the graph, you can just see this is the graph going like. So it is having x to x dash all the values. That means this is positive x-axis, negative x-axis, all the values means domain is R. But the graph is only here, not in the downward position. That means y values are only in the positive direction. Okay, negative direction you don't have any y values. That means what? The range is only having positive values. That means you can say that e raised to x is always giving you positive values for any value of x, real number, for any values of x in R. Okay, so this concept is okay. Now we are moving on to what is logarithmic function. For logarithmic function, it is actually acting as an inverse of exponential function. That's why I have written f of x equal to log x to the base e. And to the base e, this log is known as natural logarithmic function. Okay. Now how they are inverse of each other, I'll just show you using the graph. Okay. First you just see domain of f is R plus. That means the value of x chosen by this function will be only positive values. Okay, it is R plus. Now our range of f will be all values, that is log x will be positive, negative, anything you can get. But the x values which it will choose, that will be only positive values. Okay, and the graph of logarithmic function is going like this. Going like this means x values, you just see this is the positive direction of x. That means it is taking only positive values. And this is your y value, or you can say f of x value. This f of x value is going towards this side, as well as this side means positive y axis and negative y axis. That means it can take all the real numbers. Log x can take any near real number, but x can take only positive real numbers. Okay. Now they are acting as the inverse of each other. How we will show in the graph is, if I am combining these two graphs in one, I will draw like this. This is going like this, and this one is like this. Right? Now, if I say I am just drawing a line which is passing through the origin, that is y equal to x. So y equal to x will act as a mirror for these two curves. That is, this is your y equal to e raised to x, this is your y equal to log x, and both are mirror image of each other. So that is clear from the figure that they are inverse of each other. Okay. So first thing which you have is limit x tends to 0, e raised to x is equal to 1. That means when you substitute the limit, it is e raised to 0, and e raised to 0 is 1. Anything raised to 0 is 1. Like that, you have e raised to 0 is also equal to 1. Second one is limit x tends to 0, e raised to x minus 1 divided by x. What you have to see is this should be same. Whatever is the power of e should be in the denominator also. Then only you can apply the property, and this also, x tends to 0. Here it is x, so x tends to 0. Suppose it is 2x here, you should make it as 2x in the denominator, and this should also be, when x is tending to 0, 2x will also tend to 0. So that will automatically be applied as this limit value is 1. Now the third one is limit x tends to 0, log of 1 plus x, the whole divided by x. Again, whatever value you have here, that should be here also. If not, you have to make it like that. Suppose you have 3x here, so and here x, so you have to multiply and divide by 3 and make it in that form. Again, x tends to 0 will give you 3x also tends to 0. So that is also okay. X tends to 0 is okay even if you are not writing 3x tends to 0. But here it should be the same, and the limit value is 1. Fourth one is limit x tends to 0, a raised to x minus 1 divided by x is equal to log a. Since we are discussing for all the logs which have the base e, that's why this log a is to the base e. Again, limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x the whole raised to 1 by x equal to e. Limit x tends to 0, 1 plus 1 by x the whole raised to x is e. Okay, so these two you should know very well in order to do the problems related to them. So the first question is evaluate limit x tends to 0 e raised to 4x minus 1 whole divided by x. For this what we need to use is limit x tends to 0 e raised to x minus 1 by x is equal to 1. Now in order to use this, again this power of e should be same as what is in the denominator. So since the power of e is 4x, we have to make this also as 4x. For that what we need to do, you have to multiply and divide with 4. So this will become e raised to 4x minus 1 by 4x into 4. Okay, 4 by 4. No change in the question. Now this 4 can be taken out of the limit because it is a constant, and this will give you, again x tends to 0 is same as x tends to 0 you have 4x also tends to 0. So if you want you can write here 4x, or else if it is x tends to 0 then also it is okay. E raised to 4x minus 1 by 4x. And what is the limit of this function? Is equal to 1. So you'll get 4 into 1 which is 4. So the value of this limit is 4. Next question is limit x tends to 0 e raised to 2 plus x. In the power itself it is 2 plus x minus e square divided by x. So from here what we can do, we have to make it in this form, then only we can apply the limit. So what we are doing is we can write this as e raised to 2 into e raised to x, right? Base is same means powers you can add. So e raised to 2 plus x is split and written as e raised to 2 into e raised to x minus e square divided by x. Now e square is common, we can take it out. E square into e raised to x minus 1 divided by x. Again e square, it is independent of x, you can take it out of the limit, so that this becomes limit x tends to 0 e raised to x minus 1 divided by x. Now this limit is 1. So e square into 1 which is e square. Got it? Limit x tends to 5 e raised to x minus e raised to 5 divided by x minus 5. Again whatever is here we have to make here also, right? Now the option for that is we cannot delete minus 5 from this side. So we will just opt for making this power as x minus 5. For that what we need to do is we are just taking out e raised to 5 from this, because anyway we need 1 here in order to apply the property. So we are just taking out, or else you can say dividing throughout by e raised to 5, same meaning. Okay, so if I am taking e raised to 5 out, this will become e raised to x by e raised to 5 minus 1 divided by x minus 5, right? Now e raised to 5 can be taken out from the limit e raised to 5 into, this will become limit x tends to 5 e raised to x. E raised to x by e raised to 5 is e raised to x into e raised to minus 5 or e raised to x minus 5. So this will become e raised to x minus 5 minus 1 divided by x minus 5. Again you can apply in this manner because it tends to 0. You have to get whatever you have, the term here should tend to 0. So one option is either you put y as x minus 5, so that this will become y, this will become y, and here what you will get, as x tends to 5 you will have y tends to 0, right? As x tends to 5 you will have 5 minus 5, y tends to 0. So the limit becomes perfect here. Or else you can just take this 5 to the other side or subtract both the sides. X tends to 5 is same as x minus 5 tends to 5 minus 5, so x minus 5 tends to 0. Likewise you can apply and directly you can write this limit value will be 0, or else you can just change like this. Okay, so this will give you e raised to 5 limit y tends to 0 e raised to y minus 1 by y, so that this limit function will give you the value as 1. Therefore the answer is e raised to 5. Next question is limit x tends to 0 e raised to sine x minus 1 by x. So the power of e is sine x, and here denominator you have only x. So what we need to do is you have to divide and multiply with sin x. Okay, so limit x tends to 0, e raised to sin x minus 1 divided by sin x whole divided by x by sin x. So no change in the question, right? Which is equal to limit, again you can just make this as limit x tends to 0, e raised to sin x minus 1 by sin x into, this can be written like reciprocal so that it becomes into x by sin x, sorry, sin x by x, right? Sin x by x. Now again you can apply limit to both the functions separately together with when x tends to 0, sin x will also tend to 0, right? When x is 0, sin is also 0. So here we can change the limit as limit, instead of x we can write sin x tends to 0, e raised to sin x minus 1 by sin x into, again applying the limit to both. Limit of the product is equal to product of the limit. So we can apply here also limit x tends to 0, sin x by x. Again we have studied that limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equal to 1, and limit x tends to 0, e raised to x minus 1 by x is also equal to 1. So applying those two here, what you will get, 1 into 1 which is equal to 1. Okay. Next question is limit x tends to 3, e raised to x minus e raised to 3 whole divided by x minus 3. You have to evaluate the value of this limit. For that what we can do, again here you have x minus 3 in the denominator. We cannot delete that. So we can just change this power of e by taking out e raised to 3 from the numerator. So this will become limit x tends to 3, e raised to x by e raised to 3 minus 1 when you have taken out e raised to 3 divided by x minus 3, which is equal to limit x tends to 3, e cube can be taken out, e cube into limit x tends to 3, e raised to, again e raised to x by e raised to 3 will be e raised to x minus 3. So this will give you e raised to x minus 3 by 1 divided by x minus 3. Again limit x tends to 3 is same as x minus 3 tends to 0, right? Or else you can just put y is equal to x minus 3 so that as x tends to 3 you have y tends to 0. Okay, either of the concept you can use. So here you'll get e raised to 3 into limit y tends to 0, e raised to y minus 1 by y, and the value of this will give you 1, so that it is e raised to 3 into 1 which is e cube. Okay, so the answer is e raised to 3. Next question is, you have to evaluate limit x tends to 0, x into e raised to x minus 1 whole divided by 1 minus cos x. So first thing which we know is we have to get, if you have a term like this, you have to get in the denominator x, right? So we are just applying this result using that concept in which you have x in the denominator of this. That means we need to divide with x here. Okay, divide with x means you will divide both the sides, both the numerator and denominator with x. So that this is x into e raised to x minus 1 divided by x whole divided by 1 minus, this will come down, right? So this is like, okay, now we should not cancel these two. Instead we have to just combine this together with this, because the meaning of this is this x will go up. That means it will become x square here. This x into this x will give you x square, and this taken together. Okay, so that this becomes limit x tends to 0, e raised to x minus 1 by x whole divided by 1 minus cos x by x square. Okay, this is clear? Now we are just changing this 1 minus cos x, because we don't have any property like to apply directly here, so that we are just making it in a way that we can apply the limit for both the things. Okay, this thing is giving you 1, okay, but what about this? We have to change this. Okay, for that we will just write it as limit x tends to 0, e raised to x minus 1 by x divided by 1 minus cos x. What is 1 minus cos x? 1 minus cos x is 2 sine square x by 2 by x square you have here, right? So that we can apply limit to both the things separately, okay, after simplification. The limit x tends to 0 e raised to x minus 1 by x divided by this one. Limit x tends to 0. Here you have sine square x by 2, or you can say when you have for sine you have sine x by x as 1. That means whatever angle you have here, you should have the same angle in the denominator. Here you have x by 2 means here also you need to make it as x by 2, right? So this can be written as 2 is here. This is sine x by 2 by x by 2 the whole square. So what is extra here? We have to check. This is sine square x by 2, this term. Now x is having a power of 2. So this is x square. So what we have given here, x by 2 means the whole square means it is 4. In the denominator of x we have substituted 4 here in order to make it as the same angle in the denominator also. So that we have to multiply here that, so this is here where it is 4, you just see x by 2. Okay, so this by 2, here it is into 2. That means you have to multiply with 4. It is actually with x by 2 is here, okay, like this. Understood? 4 by 2 or 4 by 2 square, which is 4. So no change we have done. We have just multiplied and divided here with 4. Now these two can be cancelled. It becomes 2. Now the property becomes e raised to x minus 1 by x divided by, here you have a 2, and this is actually denominator's denominator, so it will come as a numerator, so that this become 2 here. This one is becoming 2 here in the numerator. Remaining term is limit x tends to 0 sine x by 2 by x by 2 the whole square, right? So what is this? Sine square x by 2. You can just split it into 2 also. You can just write it as limit x tends to 0 sine x by 2 by x by 2, because it will be a product of these two, and limit of product is equal to product of the limit. You can just split these two, okay? So that this will give you 2 into here 1 divided by 1 into 1, which is 2, okay? So limit x tends to 0 log of 1 plus 2x by x. We have to apply limit x tends to 0 log of 1 plus x whole divided by x is 1. So using this, what you will get is limit x tends to 0. Here you have, instead of x you have 2x here. That means the denominator also you have to get 2 there. So we will just multiply and divide with 2. Here we have to multiply, means we will divide. Divide means it can be taken here like this, right? So that there is no change. Now we can take this 2 out. Limit x tends to 0. Again, as x tends to 0, you have 2x also tends to 0. Whatever here you have, that is tending to 0. So here you have 2x means this should be made as actually 2x tends to 0. But x tends to 0 is same as 2x tends to 0. So this is log of 1 plus 2x by 2x. And this limit value will give you 1. So it is 2 into 1. The answer is 2. Okay. Limit x tends to 0 log of 1 plus x cube whole divided by sine cube x. For this we have to divide the numerator as well as the denominator with x cube. Why? In order to apply these two results. Log of 1 plus x cube divided by x cube whole divided by sine cube x by x cube. So that there is no change in the question. Now separately we will apply the limit. Again, x as x tends to 0, you will have x cube also tends to 0. So if you want, you can make it as x cube tends to 0. That is not necessary. If you keep it like this, then also it is okay. Okay. Log of 1 plus x cube divided by x cube whole divided by limit x tends to 0 or x cube tends to 0 sine x by x the whole cube. So this is actually the whole cube, or 3 times multiplication you can write like that. So you will get only 1 there. This is 1, 1. So your answer is 1. Understood? For this question, we can use limit x tends to a x raised to n minus a raised to n by x minus a. That means here you have a negative sign. You should have a negative sign, but it is positive. So what we will do is we will change this limit or rewrite this limit as x raised to 9 minus, this is x raised to 9, a raised to 9. So what you can write is minus a raised to, minus a the whole raised to 9. What will it give? It will be actually negative, right? It is odd power. So you will have a negative sign here. It will be minus a raised to 9. So that it becomes plus a raised to 9. So the question is not changed. We have just adjusted it in such a manner so that we can apply the property. Again, this is minus of minus a. So that it is again x plus a. Understood? Because it is the odd power, you can write like this. If it was even, you cannot make like this. Equal to 9 is given. Now you can apply that property and find out what is a. What you will get, instead of n you have 9 here. Instead of a, n minus 1. So it is, okay, this is minus a, right? Instead of a you have minus a, the whole raised to 9 minus 1 is equal to 9. So that it is a raised to 8. It is power, power is 8. So that it is becoming positive. A is, what is a? 1. Okay. Next one. Tennis balls, diameter 62 mm are placed in cylindrical car tubes, and you have been given a figure. You have to find out the radius of the tennis ball. So that is the first subdivision of this question. Okay. Of this question, you have one subdivision which is radius of the tennis ball. What is given? Diameter is given 62 millimeter. So what will be radius equal to diameter by 2? So you will get 62 by 2, which is 31 mm. So that is very easy to find out, right? So your answer is option C. Now the next one is volume of one ball is equal to, I'll be giving you options. You can just do the process and find out the answer. Okay, the options given are 125 centimeter cube, then 123.5, 120.30 centimeter cube, and 124.84. You do and tell which you are getting. How will you find? This is in which shape? The ball is in tennis ball, so it is in spherical shape, and volume of a sphere is what? Volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So here what is r, which you have already found out, that is radius of one tennis ball you have found out. So you can use that value, that is 4 by 3 pi. If it is not mentioned in the question, you can use 22 by 7, because the answer doesn't contain any pi. You have to replace it into r cube is 31 cube. Just calculate and tell me what you are getting. So this will be calculated value. After that, divide by 1000 and you are getting approximately equal to the D part, right? Height of the tube, you can use the concept h is equal to 5 into the diameter of one ball, right? It is 5 into, what is the diameter? How much you are getting? 310. Okay, 310 mm is the answer. Option C. Next question is find the volume of the tube. The total tube's volume you have to get, and you have been given 4 options. How will you find out the volume of the tube? Tube is of which shape? It is cylindrical shape. So cylinder's volume is, volume of the tube means it is equal to volume of the cylinder. And what is the volume of the cylinder? Pi r square h. Now you have to use the radius will be same for both the things. So radius is 31, which you have already found out, 31 mm. Again remember it is in mm. Now what will be the height? Height also you have found out, it is 310, right? Height of the tube you have found out. So you can just replace here. You can use the value 22/7 for pi. R is, you have got 31, so 31 into 31 into h is 310. So what are you getting as the answer is which option? 36288.57 can be, again this is in mm cube, so this will become 6.288. So approximately you can write 29 when it becomes centimeter cube. Okay, so 936.29 centimeter cube is the volume of the tube. Volume of the unfilled space or volume of the shaded region will be equal to volume of the tube minus volume of the 5 balls. Volume of the tube, how much you got? It is 936.29 in centimeter cube, right? 936.29 minus volume of 5 balls. You will get 5 into, so 5 into the volume of 1 ball, subtracting, you will get this answer. So this much is your 5 subdivisions of the question, first case study. So handkerchief is there, it is square in shape, it has 9 designs, circular designs, and each of radius 7 centimeter. You have to find out the circumference of one of the circular region. So what is the circumference of the circle? Circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. Now replace the value of r with 7 and pi with 22/7. So you will get 44 centimeters, which is D. Okay. So finding out the total area of 9 circles is same as area of 9 circles is same as 9 into area of 1 circle. So 9 into, what is area of circle? Pi r square. Just replace the values. R is given to be 7. So it is 9 into 22/7 into 7 square. Will give you the answer as, how much you got? 1386 centimeter square. So the option C is the correct answer. So what will be the area of the circle? That is a question. So you know that if r is the radius, area will be pi r square. So not going through the subdivision itself, you will get the answer. So that is what you have to think, which subdivision you have to attempt. Okay. Radius of the circle is given to be 4r, means you have to find out the area will be again pi into, suppose I am writing pi r square. So I will replace r with this. So I will get pi into 4r the whole square. For the people who have any doubt, this is 16 into r square, right? Now here you have to calculate and you will get 50.28 r square. Okay, square units. So this is the answer, 50.28 r square, square units. So the area of the square is a square if one side is a. Points are marked there. If not marked, you have to mark them and see. Okay. Now suppose the points, suppose this will not be given in the question, these will be marked. So you have to choose that. Okay. They will say A, B, C at this position. You have to go for what will be A. The coordinates you could have found out if it is not given. Okay. Now it is given. Now depending on this, the question is find the distance between Dinesh and Sohan. Find the distance between Dinesh and Sohan. So you have to first see Dinesh's position is A and Sohan's is C. So you have to find out what is AC. Okay. Where? In the first quadrant, which you have to find out is AC. A and C you can just see. So that is the main thing. So here if you write Dinesh, this is Mohan, and here Sohan, so there will be not any confusion while finding out. Okay. So AC is equal to root of x2 minus x1 the whole square. You can just use like this, 3 minus 1 the whole square minus 3 minus 1 the whole square. So that will give you 2 square plus 4 square, which is equal to 4 plus, here you are getting root 20. Root 20 is 2 root 5 units. Okay. Dinesh and Mohan means Dinesh and Mohan is AB. Find out what is AB. Root of 1 minus minus 2. 1 plus 2 the whole square plus 1 minus 7. Starting the problem, at least once you have to write the formula. Okay. No need to write in each subdivision. 9 plus 36. So what you are getting here? Root 45, which is equal to, yes, many of you have got, the answer is 3 root 5 units. Okay. This is your first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. So if this one is not given, only the point is given, you have to know the first coordinate is positive, second is negative, means it should be in the fourth quadrant, like that. Okay. So the answer is fourth quadrant.